In this video today, we're going to be taking our Haiboxing 16th scale, the 16889, and we're going to be putting a whole bunch of upgrades on it from Redcat Racing. Hey, my name is Troy. This is Roadside RC. On this channel, you'll see us doing all sorts of RC stuff, from the bashing, the crawling, drifting, sometimes some racing. We also do a whole bunch of the how-to videos and product demonstrations. And today, we are taking our Haiboxing 16889, which, if we're honest, this truck has been really fun for us, like really good. You have seen us skate park bash this thing. You have seen us off-road, dirt, snow, everything, right? This has actually been a vehicle that if some kid comes over and wants to play with me and my kids, this is what I give them because it's been so durable. But as you can see, it's the body, especially, I tried to tape it to help it out, but the body is still, it's dead. Otherwise, actually, the driveline is completely solid. I've had no issues with it whatsoever, but it's time to show it some love. As I've shown you in a recent video, though, this is from Haiboxing. Love it. You can get it on Amazon for really cheap. But Redcat decided to take what's basically the exact same vehicle. I have a whole video where we talk about that. And they decided to rebrand it as the Volcano16. Well, the good thing about that for those of us is that we now have easy access to the parts. And so I have picked up a Redcat Volcano16 body. I also picked up the upgraded aluminum shocks for it and the actual aluminum drive shafts with the proper nuts so that we can get rid of these Phillips heads in here. And so we are going to put these all on this. We're going to get rid of this super bouncy suspension. This is going to be cool. First part that we're going to tackle is the shocks. This is RER13675, and it looks like it is the same part for both front and rear. I'll provide a link down below, maybe a couple links down below as to where you can get them. And right away we can tell big difference in the damping. Of course, when you have oil-filled shocks, it really does make such a big difference. And just like that, oh my, such a big difference. Check that out. So if I just hit that there versus this and the bounce that we get. Now let's watch this. Such a big difference. And now all four shocks done. I am so much happier with that. I mean, look at that. Compared to the bouncing off and the gyrations and all that craziness it was doing before, so much more controlled. And look at this. Look at that compression side. Nice rebound. I'm very happy with that. Very worth the small amount of money. So now we're going to move our way on to the actual drive shafts themselves. We're going to replace these plastic drive shafts that it has on all four corners with the metal ones, including the output cups that we can put the actual wheel hexes or the wheel nuts on there. I think this is going to be really good. This is RER13681. And now what I did is I actually bought the front dog bones CVDs. I bought the front CVDs for all four corners. And the reason for that is the rears are actually just a dog bone style that goes into a cup. And when you crash and the control arm flexes, sometimes those pop out. A CVD will not do that on you. So I might have made a mistake here. I don't know if these will fit. I assume they will, but we're going to put them in and I'm going to show you if it does. With those out, here's a clear difference between the two of them. Note there's a inside and outside bearing. My outside bearing stayed in here. Inside bearing was on the shaft. I moved it over, but look at the difference that we have here. Now, I'll say these have not failed me, right? Let me be very clear. These plastic drive shafts have not failed me. They've done very well. I'm just putting these in, showing this truck a little bit of love. Plus, getting these actual hex nuts on here should be good. I did make the mistake. I should have bought hexes while I was here. Didn't, so that's something I should have done. The installation up to this point was just exactly the opposite of the removal. except now you have this hex pin that needs to go in, so you install it just like that. And then maybe this hex is still in your wheel, maybe it's not, but you take it out and we're going to slide it over, line it up. Now you can put that wheel right back on. Here is the comparison between the front, the rear, like I said, it was an individual dog bone style, and then the new part. And like I told you at the beginning of the video, I was going to see if this was a guess that I had here. This was a leap of faith that I was going to make that says I could replace the dog bone style with the CVD style from the front end and it would be fine. I was wrong, right? Have you ever been wrong? I've been wrong before. Today's one of those days. So this is why it doesn't work. It actually goes into here just fine. And it actually starts to slide into the rear hub fine. And the bearings are still the same size. It would go through, but this hub is thicker than it is in the front. And so this step that it has here on this shaft won't let it go in here far enough in order to stick out appropriately on the other side. I can't get my cross pin in here. I can't get the hex on, all that kind of stuff. Now, since I have these, I'm going to make them work. I'm going to take this over to the grinder and I'm going to grind down this edge right here, and then it should come in just far enough. It should work fine. So you can do that. I'm going to show you what I've done. Once I get it done here, you can do that, or you could just buy the right parts from the beginning. I'll provide that link down below. And here is what I have done. Let's see if I can actually get the camera to show you. So original style is over here on the right, and here's the one that I ground down. Man, just a couple minutes over there on the bench grinder grinds that down enough where the bearings and everything can pass through it. This body sure looks good. I mean, look at that. I actually really like the design of the factory Haiboxing body also. Now, one common complaint, everybody says you got to get the Redcat body because it's thicker. But I'll be honest, when I look at the material thickness, like right here at the door, it's exactly the same. I mean, there's no difference there. When I look at the bottom of the bumpers, like these are the exact same thickness. I doubt you can see it really on the camera, but it's not like this body is substantially thicker than this one. So all those claims out there that say it is, it's not. Just like that. Look at that. We are done. Truck is looking good. You notice I actually blacked out the wheels because the orange on the red was not a very good look. Body fits directly on. I mean, the body holes, posts are even exactly the same. Only thing I did is I actually ended up trimming the bumper here a little bit. I'm guessing maybe the Redcat version has a slightly different bumper on it and it covers a little bit easier, so I just trimmed it off a little bit just to make sure it didn't interfere there. But that is looking good. So hey, I hope this was useful for you folks. This is very easy, very cheap, good upgrades for this Haiboxing 16889. We are very fortunate, like I said, that Redcat carries the upgrade parts for us, as it turns out. And so we can get stuff like a different body. You know, they even have the different tires and wheels that the Redcat runs that you can obviously put on there. But of all the things, you know, the drive shafts probably could have gotten away without doing those. But man, those shocks, I love that. That is so awesome. I need to let this paint dry, and then we're going to get out and we're going to run this thing. You know there's going to be more videos in the future coming with it. So stay tuned. Keep in touch. Come over here, check out some other Haiboxing videos or other stuff that we've got going on. I really appreciate your support. You know more is coming, and I thank you very much for it. So goodbye. Talk to you later.